Plenty of people are making a bunch of small, crappy decisions every single day without even realizing it. So I really want to make this video to give you some ideas on how to make better decisions on the daily so that when a big decision comes up, you actually have a chance out there. Hey, what's up? My name is Henry. Welcome to the Wong Mindset. So I was your everyday loser dude, right? I was making bad decisions all the time, not thinking about it, right? Not thinking things through. I was lucky to have a great family, great friends that set me straight all the time. And it took me until I was 34, just 4 years ago, to really figure it out for myself, right? I really opened my mind to everything that's going on now. So right now, I really want to share with you how I make better decisions every single day. First thing you should know is that good small decisions lead to good big decisions, right? Do you really think that making bad decisions every single day or not thinking about the decisions you make every single day is gonna lead you to make great big decisions when they matter? I mean, you need to flex that muscle. You need to know and think about all of the small things. Think longer term, think further out, right? Think about the very next thing that's gonna happen when you make a decision. What impact will it have, right? Think past that decision. And do you like the outcome, right? Visualize. What is gonna be the very next outcome or the result of making that decision? Be aware, right? Constantly think about certain things. You know, be intentional. Think about it like, you know what? Let me think about that. You know what? That's a bad idea. Let's not do that. That's all it took, a second. But if you just go blindly, just oblivious, you know, you're aloof, just not thinking about things, you're really gonna set yourself up. All the way from crossing the street, right? Like I don't just decide that, oh, it's no big deal, no one's gonna run me over. Like, why don't I think about, you know what? If I just cross this thing without looking, someone could run me the hell over. I could get hurt, I could die, I could get hurt to the point I lose my job, I can't work anymore. There's so many things wrong with that decision. So many negatives and no positives, right? You didn't save any time. So why did you make that decision? So most people go about not even thinking about it. And this could go to making this, you know, when you're trying to say something in a meeting or you're talking to a client, you're talking to your husband or your wife and you don't think about it, right? You just say what you feel or you just say whatever, you just say it out loud. If you just thought for a second what you're about to say, if it will have a positive or negative impact, that could change everything. You could easily avoid a lot of problems. If you said this one thing, it's gonna piss off your wife. What's wrong with you, man? Don't say it. What's wrong? What? Of course not. Don't say it. And if you think about it, you know what? If I say this one thing, she's gonna be so happy. It's gonna be so amazing. Or if I do this one thing, the result is that everyone around me is gonna be so happy. And it's gonna have so many benefits and there's really no downside to it. Then do it. Get out there and do it. Stop talking about it and go for it. So one big thing that leads to great decisions, it's the risk versus the reward. If you first thought about the risk, what is the risk? Okay, if I buy this thing or if I invest in this thing, I could lose all my money. Okay, that sucks, right? I don't want that. But what is the reward? The reward is that I'm gonna get $1 trillion. That sounds pretty good. Okay, you know what? The reward is worth the risk. You know that, right? Oh, do you go ahead and do it? No. People, a lot of times people are missing this, right? They say, oh, what is the risk reward? You weigh it and, oh, you know what? It's worth it. Go for it. You're missing a huge key to this equation. So, for example, a lottery ticket. The risk is $2, right? You could lose your $2. But the reward, oh man, I could win 500 million bucks. But what are your odds? The odds are important, right? What are the chances that this thing is gonna happen? You have to weigh that too. So for a lottery ticket, your odds are terrible. 1 in 500 million, like you could get hit by lightning and a car at the same time. You have higher chances of doing that than to win the lottery. Now, if you thought about it that way, then why would you even go and buy a lottery ticket, right? You're wasting $2. You're better off just saving that money, investing that money into something that has better odds. I think this works for everything. I think this is something that has really helped me to think through a lot of things, right? A lot of decisions. Is it worth it, right? Should I go for it? All right, the next thing is doing your research. So if you're gonna make a decision on something that takes a little bit more time, right? Or is a little bit bigger decision, make sure you put in the time to study and do your research. If you're gonna make a big decision, like an investment, or if you're gonna go and change jobs, something big, and you don't do your research, you have no chance, right? You could weigh things as much as you want, you could think as far as you want, but you don't know what you don't know. Make sure you spend the time to do your research in and out of one thing. And these days it's so easy. I do everything on Google, YouTube, and that's it. That's all you need, right? And maybe if there's books on the subject. The next thing is consistency. So making good decisions all the time, you have to be intentional. You have to be thinking about it. You cannot just, I can just go in autopilot on this and just cruise through. You need to consistently think about it and make good decisions. This is how it becomes natural. So when things come along, it's small or big, you naturally make good decisions. You naturally think through one step. You weigh things, right? Risk, reward, and the odds, and you think way ahead, and you do your research. You know your stuff. So overall, I hope this helped you to think about decision making in general. It's actually something that's really important. That's really changed my life, right? And hopefully, it's something that you think about, and maybe you can change your life, right? And change your family's lives. Things can be a lot smoother if you just spend the time to think about it, right? You're gonna be less impatient, right? There's gonna be less frustration. You're gonna be less emotional. You're gonna be so much happier. So if you're interested in how to have a balanced life, I have a video on that. You can check that out right here. Thanks for watching, and good luck out there.